Trent, an extremely long investigation that seems to have come to nothing. Just remind us of the details of this case.
Yeah, quite right, Alistair. A culmination of almost 10 years worth of work and investigation, both in the United Kingdom and Romania. 25 men were charged for human trafficking as part of this investigation. They were all members of the Roma minority in Romania. And it was at the time described as one of Europe's biggest child trafficking rings. The joint investigation between British authorities and Romanian authorities led to those arrests, and it led to the main group that were arrested as part of the sting to be sent back to Romania to face the legal system there. We know at the time that when these raids were carried out and the men were originally arrested, a number of children were saved and taken into care. They were allegedly the victims of a scheme where they were sent right across Europe to beg and steal on behalf of this gang, and their families were held to ransom as part of that so that they didn't go to law enforcement to seek help. The defendants were, as I say, sent back to Romania, and that's when we started to have problems, if you will. The legal case got bogged down in legal argument, lawyers were changed, prosecutors were changed, certain witnesses backpedaled on their original testimonies. And in the end, we saw what we've seen today, which is the case was thrown out, they were acquitted, and that's left a lot of people quite upset.
So what's been the reaction to the collapse of this case after all this time?
Well, as you can imagine, human rights activists are pretty outraged at what's happened. They say that the evidence here is overwhelming over what these men did to these children, and they say that the world really needs to do more to stand up to Romania and say, that this is out of order and that the legal system really should have been better placed to deal with these accused. It's not the first time Romania has been under the spotlight when it comes to legal and justice issues. The US State Department recently downgraded Romania for its criminal system, I should say. Its human trafficking report downgraded them. And the European Commission, it recently released some data showing that nearly 3/4 of trafficking victims in the EU come from Romania. So, as you can imagine, Alistair, a lot of outstanding questions over this, and please explain, I imagine, for a lot of those involved in the legal system in Romania.
Trent Murray, thanks very much for that update.